Good evening. Without further ado, Bob then.
Ran out of shit to sell. Stick a new name on it, get rid of the smell. Have on a sale, say it's good for your health. We're not buying it. Went to church to get rid of a habit. Talked to the priest, he wouldn't have it. Said it's only class once, the unwashed grab it. We're not buying it. We used to make clothes for each other, listened to and cared for our neighbors and our lovers. Now we can only find beauty in a bubble. We're not buying it. I met a man all up in a huff, working as a landlord, said he had it tough. His tenants don't appreciate his services enough. Well, we're not buying it. read the news just for a laugh. Trans black terrorists are on the attack. They know it's not true, they just need to distract. We're not buying it. Read some more, desperate for truth. The right is on the rise, they blame the Marxist youth, then thank their donors for their shiny new suits. Well, we're not buying it. Spineless cowards with no integrity, sucking down the boot of whoever's got the green. Career politicians and talking heads alike, split and find another job, stop playing without lives. Needless to mention those techno-feudal freaks, billionaire bosses claiming meritocracy, pretending exploitation ain't the key to win. Ethics are for losers, better take it on the chin. I went for a walk just the other day, along my usual route, heading down to the stream nearby where I live, where I took a left to follow the narrow dirt path which follows the stream in between these tall trees. And I walked along this path for 16 minutes, where by the path meets a road. Now, that's 16 minutes at my pace, and I like to take my time when I'm walking, when I'm not in a rush, so for the average person, I would say it's 13 minutes. Right? So after 13 to 16 minutes of walking down this path, it meets perpendicular to a road. And that road then crosses the stream with this lovely steel truss bridge, very well maintained. And as with most days, I stopped to take a moment to admire the bridge and the way the water flows underneath as the traffic passes over top. There's a real sense of intersectionality about it, which I find so fascinating. And it's this uniquely three-dimensional thing, too, a bridge. You know, it's very human, right? So when I come across one of these points of intersection, as I like to call them, I like to imagine them from up above, right? To get a sort of aerial perspective of the scene, or the perspective of a bird, if you subscribe to the bird's eye view theory, which I think is a bit rubbish, really. I mean, birds aren't really flying around worrying about what's going on below them. They're, of course, looking straight ahead to make sure they don't hit any planes or helicopters or aerial vehicles of any kind or other birds or so. So I prefer to say aerial perspective. So from this aerial perspective, looking down upon this point of intersection, in this case, a bridge between a stream and a road, right? Well, we would see the stream and the road from up above, as with, on a map, as sort of lines, right? These two lines that follow some path, and then they meet each other, and then we'd see that one line crosses over the other, and then they continue on their way wherever they need to go. And they might encounter other lines further along their journeys, roads and rails and pathways and the like. And then all of these lines together form these sort of nets, right? And then we see that these nets are kind of interwoven together over and under each other, right? Well, what I like to imagine with one of these points of intersection is that these two lines meet each other for real. Like they meet each other. They have a conversation with each other, right? And one would ask the other, where are you headed? And the other would reply, oh, me, I'm headed that way. How about you? Oh, yeah, myself, I'm going to the shopping center over there. I've got a lot of hungry people wanting to make their way over there in a somewhat straight line. And let me tell you, you don't want to keep them hungry. What's got you heading that way? Oh, it's nothing much, really. It's kind of stupid. It's just a bit of, like, lower land over there and sort of this big river situation. And I just thought maybe it would be nice to join it, perhaps. Oh, no. Oh, that's great. That's great. That's so nice. That's good for you. You should join the river. Yeah, go for it. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to get going. Really nice to meet you, and good luck finding the river, all right? See ya. Thanks. Yeah, I guess. Yeah. Nice to meet you too. But, and these two lions would continue on their journey, following whatever path they needed to follow to reach whatever destination they needed to reach. And at that point where they had met, we would find a bridge. In a way, commemorating that moment in time, that conversation between the two lines. And sometimes now, two lines, they would meet, but they wouldn't see eye to eye. No, they would disagree, they would fight, perhaps. Very unfortunate situation. And there, at that point where they had met, we would find perhaps a dead-end road against the riverbank. No bridge in sight. But sometimes, two lines, they would meet, and they would realize they both want to head in the same direction. So they would decide to join forces, to cooperate, and make their way over there together. And there we might find something like a double-deck, cantilevered road rail bridge. You see, bridges hold much power. Nothing's out of line. I should feel fine. Yet I find myself crying. Will you tell me why? Heaven's in the sky. Oh, so I've heard you say. I hope the clouds will be here to stay. Vapor in a mass, my vision's obscured. Humid embrace, finally found my place. planets in the sky. Or so I've heard you say. I hope the clouds will be here to stay. Why are we all waking up in the morning? Is there really so much to do? Ideally, I'd wake in the morning next to you. Typically I don't, I wake in the afternoon. Not next to you. But I know I can change it if I just try. Got you at the edge of my gaze, dreaming about the words you might say. Suddenly I came clear to me. You get nervous too, I suppose you do. I guess you do. Even you, I guess you do. Even you. After spending some time admiring the bridge, I continued on with my journey. I walked onwards, crossing the road to yet again follow the narrow dirt path which follows the stream in between the tall trees. And soon enough, that narrow dirt path widens out into this sort of open park area with patches of grass and trees all around. Just enough trees, actually, to block out the sight of the surrounding buildings and offer an escape from both the hustle and the bustle of urban life. And at that park, I've noticed a lot of the local birds like to come and hang out. And seeing this, I often think to myself, if I could ask the birds, would they let me hang out with them? I'd like to think so. I'm a pretty nice guy, and they seem pretty chill. So on this day, I decided I'll take one step forward to trying to hang out with these birds. So what I did was I took a seat on a wooden park bench very close to this large congregation of birds. And as I took a seat, I made sure to keep an eye out on them and observe their reactions, see how they would react to my presence. Would they accept me? Would they shun me? As I sat and I watched, I noticed that they noticed, but they seemed to be ambivalent, really. They couldn't care. So I thought, okay, this is my in. This is good. This is a good start. And I settled down, I got comfortable, and then realized, wow, this is also actually the perfect moment for something very, very special. So I reached with my right hand into my right pocket. And first, I should tell you, I take 2 items with me on these walks, every single time. In my left pocket, I bring with me my set of keys, which of course, as you know, probably are very helpful for when one wants to re-enter one's home. So naturally, I like to bring them with me. Now, in the right pocket. In the right pocket, I bring with me none other than a crunchy nut bar. Now, I want you to visualize a crunchy nut bar, okay? Because I want you to know exactly what I'm referring to here. So please, if you will, dig deep into the creases of your mind and visualize a crunchy nut bar in a void with nothing else to distract you. Just the bar in a void, in its packaging, okay? Do not open the bar. And now that you're visualizing this bar, I want you to think about the color. What color is it? The packaging, that is, right? Is it green? Okay, is it yellow? Blue? Is it perhaps beige? Beige with maroon accents on the ends and green text all across. Because, fun fact, that's my favorite flavor. And that's the flavor I bring with me on every walk. Okay, now keep visualizing this bar, and what I want you to do is zoom in on one of the ends of this bar, okay? Zoom in until the end entirely fills your view, and now think about the shape of the end of the packaging of the crunchy nut bar. What shape do you see? Perhaps a triangular motif. All right, experiment number 2. I'm going to give you each a blank card. Okay, here you go, right. You'll get your cards and a marker pen. Okay, here's yours, right, okay. Now, with your marker and your card, I want you to draw me a crown fit for a king. But you only have 5 seconds, and the time starts now. Okay, go. Draw your crown. Okay, ready. Time. Okay, that's time. Thank you, everybody. Please return your cards. Thank you. I'll take them. And the markers, too. You can't steal those. Okay. Now. Right. Shall I have a look? Yes, I think I shall. Number 1. Yes. Okay. Number 2. Yes, right. Yes, number 3. Mm-hmm. Very good. Number 4. That's a penis. Okay. Which one of you did that? That's totally not the assignment. Okay. Moving on. That's a crown, thankfully. Yes. Crown, 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 and crown. And yeah, we get the point, right? Okay. Wonderful. And you know what I see in all of these crowns? A whole lot of this. It's that triangular motif again. Now here is where it gets interesting. Okay, in the case of the crunchy nut bar, the ends of the packaging are shaped in such a way because it's designed to be terrible. Whilst a king with his crown is destined to be terrible. The ocean is endless if you sail a certain way. Those folks are relentless if you don't care to understand what they're all too stupid to say. Things we know are true, but wish they weren't. Animals like us are the ones destroying this world. Liberty is our curse. Why resist and miss the chance to be a pretty little shipwreck? You sails undersea, way at the bottom on the ocean floor. Things were so perfect, not anymore. When evening spent sailing turn to weeks away from land, those waves will betray you and get you good right when your guard is down. Have you believed in the world once you drown? Come back to shore and please don't forget, animals like us were never meant to get so wet. Liberty is our curse. Why resist and miss the chance to be a pretty little shipwreck? You sail undersea, way at the bottom on the ocean floor. Things were so perfect, not anymore. There is no honor to be found for sticking the status quo. That doesn't mean just rejecting anybody who doesn't know. A better future is out there, but it won't just wash up on shore. So let's help each other out, because it's something you gotta go sailing for. Why resist and miss the chance to be a pretty little shipwreck? You sail undersea, way at the bottom on the ocean floor. Things were so perfect, As I peeled open my crunchy nut bar, a single nut detached from the bar and sprang off onto the ground, at which point one of the members of the congregation rushed forth to gobble it up before any of the others could. Now, if you know these crunchy nut bars well, then you know that eating them is more a game of numbers or percentages. It's gambling, right? To be able to achieve 100% of getting that crunchy nut into your mouth is equivalent to hitting the jackpot. Most of the time, you'd be satisfied with getting only 80% of it in your mouth, and the rest of the 20% falling to the ground for the birds, perhaps. So, when I lost this one nut, I was not disturbed. I was at peace. In fact, I had a thought. As I watched the bird rush forth to gobble up that nut, I thought, oh, what a cute little bird, little hungry, little small, little cute bird, so small and cute and hungry. Maybe I'll detach one more nut just to give it to it as a gift. But I stopped myself right there because I realized something. I realized that thought, it was so condescending. I mean, how dare I belittle another being simply because of some sort of advantage and size and power and ability to manipulate my environment and access resources and produce snacks. It's not right. It's not right. And I would be downright ashamed to think that way about a fellow human being. So why any other being? So, realizing this, I did not offer another nut to the bird. No. I took a bite for myself. And after that bite, I continued to tear open the packaging for my next, and I inevitably uncovered a weak point in the bar. A fissure directly halfway along the length of the bar throughout the entirety of its depth. And before I knew it, the top half of this bar was falling towards the ground. It happened so quickly. I had no chance of saving it in time. And the birds, they all rushed forth to compete for their slice of the nut. And while I wasn't quick enough to catch it as it fell, I was quick enough to notice one thing. I noticed that these birds, they had rushed forth to the spot where the bar was to fall before the bar had even reached halfway along its trajectory towards the ground. They had anticipated that this would happen. They could foresee this event, whilst I merely naively considered it a possibility, something that could happen, but not today, not to me, not this time, surely not. But of course I was proven wrong. And the birds themselves, they proved something to me. They taught me a lesson. Because they showed me in that moment that they were superior, not me. So, as I continued to eat what was remaining of my crunchy nut bar, I tried not to lament the 40% loss I had just endured. Instead, I tried to remain grateful, although I must admit it was painful to lose so much of the bar. But no, I tried to just enjoy what I had. And so I did. And I ate, and soon enough, I was done with the bar. And as I was done with the bar, I got up from the bench, thanked the birds, and then continued on with my journey, walking onwards. And as I did, I felt this profound sense of gratefulness start to slowly, gradually build up from deep within my core into its warmth filled almost the entirety of my body. The sense of euphoria rushing over me. And yet, my mind, it could not rest. No. It was not content with this sensation. It continued to ask questions, troublesome questions. Questions like, have I been contributing enough? And is it safe for birds to eat nuts dipped in honey? And as I struggled to find answers to these questions, I found no answers, only more questions. Until suddenly I was overwhelmed with these questions, and they had pushed all of the gratefulness I briefly felt straight out of my body. I had begun walking on autopilot. I was no longer observing my environment. I was so busy within my mind that before I knew it, I had arrived at the front door to my home. And still so busy, my left hand instinctively went to my left pocket to retrieve my keys. But they weren't there. Just the empty packaging of the crunchy nut bar. A panic began to build up within me, this anxious feeling. I knew immediately what this meant. I would have to retrace every single step of the journey I had just taken, every single step, checking every single push alongside every single pathway that I may or may not have walked down, because did I really know where I had just been? And maybe I'd have to check with the birds to see if they knew where the keys had gone to. Maybe one of them took the keys somewhere. I would have to check the bench that I sat on and the benches I maybe sat on. And this was going to be quite a lot, but no, actually, I realized this was good. This was good. No, this was great. This was wonderful. This was really nice. A really great opportunity to go on a new journey, an adventure, which is exactly what I want to be doing with my time. So, grateful is what I should be. So I set off onwards on my new journey, and just in case, checked my other pocket. To find my keys. Why were they in the wrong pocket? it's bright. It's nothing, I swear to you. It's nothing, I swear to you. La, 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 It's nothing, I swear to you. It's nothing, I swear to you. Fill up a gap, fill in a hole, fill any void you find, any void at all. Leave not a trace of empty space. There's nothing to be found, in places nothing goes. Don't give yourself a second to hear thoughts you won't believe in. The voice inside might say something you'd never say out loud. Then you'd be forced to acknowledge you're just like the demons you look down on to vindicate yourself when you're around. Cool company. Cool company. Fill up a gap, fill in a hole, fill any void you find, any void at all. Leave not a trace of empty space. There's nothing to be found, in places nothing goes. Don't give yourself a second to hear thoughts you won't believe in. The voice inside might say something you'd never say out loud. Then you'd be forced to acknowledge you're just like the demons you look down on to vindicate yourself when you're around. Cool company. The voice inside might say something you'd never say out loud. Then you'd be forced to acknowledge you're just like the demons. You look down on it, vindicate yourself when you're around. Cool company.